Looks like I just found a new local AI agent that is fully open source and it is a great alternative to Klein. Allow me to introduce Codename Goose, a modular AI agent that works with any large language model and it integrates seamlessly with DevTools and other software through MCP servers. It's a new project by Block, and I initially discovered it when Jack, who is a former Twitter CEO, was posting about it. Now with this tool, you can automate almost anything. And this is going to be done autonomously, where you can have the AI agents handle complex tasks from debugging to deployment. Goose is also highly extendable, which basically allows integrations with other LLMs like DeepSeek R1, Claude 3.5 Sonnet, and so many others, plus having the ability to connect to external servers or APIs, making it something that you can operate within IDs like VS Code or JetBrains. You have so many external browser extensions that you can integrate within Goose, where you have the ability to use it as a developer, a computer controller, have it as a memory system within your IDE like JetBrains or VS Code, with Git, and so many others. Before we get started with today's video, allow me to introduce Coddy, a free, fun, and effective way for you to learn code. Experience hands-on, practice-driven learning with their extensive courses and challenges. Coddy offers structured journeys. These are designed to guide learners through different comprehensive coding paths. For instance, you have a Python adventure journey that takes you through the foundational concepts of the language to advanced topics covering data structures, algorithms, and so much more. Stuck on a problem or want to learn something new? They have an AI assistant that offers round-the-clock support guiding you through the solution. Whether you're a beginner or looking to advance, Coddy Tech tailors your learning experience to your needs. From learning HTML or tackling different types of Python courses, you can do it all with Coddy. Elevate your coding skills with Coddy, and you can start your journey today by taking a look at the link in the description below so that you can easily get started and register completely for free. Just take a look at this little demo, which you can see is coding out the front end for an app. You can also have it so that you could schedule meetings with it and practically do anything with AI agents deployed locally. Now, unfortunately for me, since I'm on Windows, I won't be able to run this desktop app as it's only available for macOS at the moment, but I will be able to use this with WSL. That's the only way possible for me to actually install this. But say if you're on macOS, you should definitely go ahead and install this based off of the app that they have. It's a one-click installer that you can easily get started with. But since I'm going to be installing this to my CLI, I'm going to go ahead and follow through with the installation process. Now, do not do this if you're not on Windows. Now, if you're on Windows, you're going to need to make sure that you have the WSL prerequisite fulfilled. Once you have it installed, you're going to need to obviously restart it. They actually showcase how you can set up WSL. Once you have that, you want to then go ahead and open up WSL. You want to open up the command prompt, and what you want to do is run the Goose installation script. So go ahead and copy this and go into your command prompt and paste this in. This is going to start installing Goose, and it's going to then request you to start off by pasting in your API key for your provider. Now, you have the ability to use any of these providers over here. They have Anthropic to JetBrains all the way to Ollama. Now, I definitely recommend that you use this Ollama model. It's a DeepSeek R1 Goose model that has been basically trained for this Goose AI agent. Now, this is the 70 billion parameter model. It's obviously not something that would be ideal for people who do not have the right compute to access something like this, but you can go ahead and use another DeepSeek R1 model that's distilled to a lower, I would say, resource package. So you can use something like 14 all the way to 7B, and you're still going to get good results with this model. So now I have set my provider and provided my API key. To do this, you obviously want to use the export anthropic underscore API underscore key equals your API key, and then you want to paste it in and click enter, and this will take you to this next step where it says that would you like to save this value to your key string. You can go ahead and say if you want to save your API key to the desired location. You can say yes, but in this case I'm going to say no. I'm going to select the default Claude 3.5 Sonnet model and then click enter. It's going to then configure everything. And then now what we can do is we can go ahead and start using this model. So we have configured the API key for the Anthropic model. Now, they have a full doc that showcases how you can set this up for every other model, as well as, for every other provider, like Ollama to Gemini and many others. So definitely recommend that you take a look at this with the link in the description below. But now we can go ahead and start this up with the following command, which is Goose session. So it looks like I have pasted this in, and we're going to go ahead and start generating something now. So you can see Goose is running, enter in your instruction, or try asking what Goose can do. So let's just say, what can Goose do? We're going to go ahead and ask this, and you can see it's updating the knowledge graph, and it's going to go ahead and provide an answer to me. So you can see right here, it has then said, I am Goose, an AI agent that can help with various tasks using the currently loaded extension. So you can actually configure these extensions when you go ahead and type Goose configure at the start, where you can actually go ahead and add on these different extensions that we had talked about at the start. So if we actually go over to the main page, we can then click on extensions. You're going to be able to see all the different types of extensions that you can get started with, so that it could be integrated into something like JetBrains, or you can use a computer controller. Before we get started, I got a huge new update. This is where I've launched a new newsletter. This is something that's going to be sent out on a weekly basis, and it's essentially going to be updating you on the latest AI advancements, comparison of different large language models, AI news, as well as ranking different AI agents. So definitely go ahead and subscribe to this because you don't want to miss out on free AI news. So let's get started. We're going to go ahead and we're going to request it to create the front end for a note-taking app. And I told it to make it modern and create the front end. So you can see right now, it also has the ability to go ahead and do terminal commands. Like you can see over here, it is using the npm create Vite latest note app template with React, and it's going to go ahead and it's going to debug through errors to go and install the necessary functions for this app. So let's see what it ends up creating. And there we go. I've now opened up this note-taking app, and it looks pretty cool, and it's super simple, and it definitely works. So you can go ahead and write in your note title over here and the description of your note, and then you can obviously go ahead and click on save note if you want to leave it on the bottom. You can then add a new note. You can also have it so that you could archive it. Now, one thing that I should have told the model is to go back and fix the formatting, because you can see that the leveling of the notes as well as the buttons isn't as accurate as it should be. But overall, we have a pretty cool app that it was capable of making. So great job for this first prompt that was sent in to Goose. Now, I really wish this was something that was available on Windows for me so that I could show the full potential of this application, because this is definitely something that has a lot more flexibility, and it's a lot more easier to use if you are to run this with a macOS operating system. You can see that with this pretty nice user interface, you can easily request it to do anything locally, and then you can have it so that there's add-ons like the computer controller for you to easily extend and basically give it more functionality to operate. So in this case, right now, it had just described what the agent can do, but let's go see another example of what it is capable of doing. In this particular example, here we have it so that Goose is going to analyze the code base and provide suggestions to it. In this case, it is going on providing a good comprehensive description of what the code is reflecting. It talks about what it is doing, and it has the capability to read through multiple files and having the ability to even create files. So you can execute terminal-based commands, you can edit, read files, as well as control the computer, just exactly like Cline would. So this is definitely a great alternative to Cline, as you saw with my previous examples, where you can create almost anything with it. And in this case, you can automate anything with it as well, autonomously. If you like this video and would love to support the channel, you can consider donating to my channel through the super thanks option below. Or you can consider joining our private Discord, where you can access multiple subscriptions to different AI tools for free on a monthly basis, plus daily AI news and exclusive content, plus a lot more. Overall, this is a great new application that I'm definitely going to keep a tab on because it is backed by Block, which is a pretty big company that will be putting a lot of resources and effort into elevating this open source tool even further. So with that thought, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. This is definitely a great new tool that will be locally used for many of us. So definitely want you to try this out and let me know what you think about it. I'll leave all these links in the description below. Follow me on the Patreon, follow me on Twitter. And lastly, make sure you guys subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like this video, and please take a look at our previous videos because there's a lot of content that you'll definitely benefit from. But with that thought, guys, have an amazing day, spread positivity, and I'll see you guys fairly shortly. Peace out, fellas.